first 100K on my lonesome. I just stack all year. This shorty got.
What's going on, everybody? So we are back here on Northbound. And, you know, we had some technical difficulties, but that's how you know that we are live. You know, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in every week. You know, this is episode 18. Northbound started January 1st, actually.
Wow.
I know, right? And you both are, I want to say, I'm not even sure, my 8th guest, I think. But sorry to everybody who, you know, was listening to me just chat. They're probably like, what is going on? And I can chat, so definitely am not listening to, you know, social cues of other people's mics are off. So we're just gonna go back in time and welcome my guests back. So if you are just tuning in and are wondering what the fuck was going on, you're listening to Northbound. I'm Ajuki, and I have the lovely Haviah Mighty here with her best friend and tour DJ Dem Ones. And before the break, you know, when I was talking to myself, I asked them both a little bit about their musical background. So I want to know, you know, when were you introduced to music, and when did you fall in love, that initial spark to music? And we're going to let Haviah answer the question first.
Yeah, I apologize that you were listening to a ghost not long ago, but I have 3 older sisters and a younger brother, and a family that is just very supportive. They put us in music lessons. All my sisters play the piano. I was in vocal lessons, and yeah, honestly, like it's just thoroughbred. We performed at Caravana, at the airport. You know, I did my first the Mighty Family like studio recording. That was with my sisters.
So great.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah, honestly, it just, my entire family just really kind of curated that for me. I feel like it wasn't really a choice, you know?
Yeah.
But in a good way, because I'm really grateful that, you know, the things that were instilled in me young, like, have turned me into the person that I am now. And I feel like my family's really responsible for a lot of my success, so I'm just so grateful.
I love that. And yourself?
Yeah. So for me, so my dad is actually an artist.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays guitar, drums, he sings. So literally the moment I came out, we were playing, well, he was playing the guitar and I was singing Bob Marley with him. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 8 or 9, I think maybe around 9, I wanted to be Alicia Keys. So
I love that.
I told my mom I need piano lessons and singing lessons ASAP. So I did piano and singing for 3 or 4 years, and then I decided that's not going to be a thing, and now I'm a DJ.
Well, I remember, you know, you were DJing on Twitch and you were singing a song, and I was like, okay, she has some vocals in there, like, yeah. So
I've used, what was it, In Women Color?
Yes,
I used
my vocals are in that.
Yeah, like, she's
okay,
actually dope.
bomb.
When we were younger, like, I used to just, Chelsea, let's do this cover, and I would just go to her house and just like record her vocals and be like, no, redo it, no, harmonies.
I love
and, like,
that.
She was annoyed, but like low key deep down, I think she was like, this is something.
yeah.
Is cool
So
about
when
this.
did you both realize that you both had this, you know, interest in music together?
Do you remember?
Probably sometime in high school, because we did a lot of those covers at your house.
I can tell you when. I remember. So it was when I lived in a specific apartment, and I remember you were the first person I ever sang in front of, because I'm very nervous about singing.
Oh yeah.
And I sang in front of you. You were like, "Why don't you sing?" And then I remember one day after school, you were like, yo, I'm going to come to your house and we're going to do a cover to Chris Brown. And this is when you were a big Chris Brown fan. And we did a cover to like 2 of his songs. You brought your mic, your computer, like your whole studio set up to my apartment. And then we did 2 covers. And
That's They're no longer, they've been scrubbed from the internet, but
we need them.
Low key, they're like, you know, like low key fire. You know?
Exactly. No, I feel like I have faith in the both of you. I really do, especially together. I mean, that's too like what is the expression? All good things come in pairs. So I mean, if we ever needed a duo,
there you go.
We got it.
Yes,
we here
exactly. So has working with each other and women in general, has that been different than working with men? Because, you know, I want to say the music is very male dominated, whether that be a rapper, an artist, singer, or whether you be a DJ. There are a lot of men, and I am very, I don't think envious is the right word, but I am envious of you both, because I feel like you have a great connection, and you know, you can tell that the creativity radiates off the both of you. And you know, before, when I was speaking to the ghosts, you were speaking about your family, and you were saying how, you know, blood is thicker than water, but you consider her, you know, like
blood.
Exactly, like a sister, which is very great. And I see it all the time, you know, with you moderating her
Twitch,
yeah.
Bouncer and my bottle server girl.
Exactly.
I like the behind the scenes too, you know.
Yes, you do. You capture all my behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how has working together been in the last, I mean, it's been a while if you guys have met
Yes.
in the 10th, 11th grade then. I'm over here like, oh, you know, how's working been in the last 3 years? But no, your relationship is deeper than
We're
that.
10 years deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. Like, I guess I asked you to be my DJ.
It was like a turbulent time.
And it was when I was more doing the sorority stuff, I think.
Yes.
Because I knew that I wanted to get a DJ, and like having a female DJ was kind of like a part of the plan. I mean, I'm very small, first of all, so like I didn't want kind of just like the stature of a man to kind of take up all that space on stage. One thing that I really try to focus on doing is taking up space. That's kind of part of my brand. So, you know, though I want you to take up space, it's two women taking up that space.
Yeah.
And at the time, Chelsea didn't DJ, but she was always the person in high school who like broke all the records that I listened to. Like she would always put on her Vivo or Spotify or something on her TV and just break all the records. And I'm just
I was
not
the
that.
ox god. Sorry, I was gonna say
You were, and I'm not that
I was
person.
a subconscious DJ this whole time and didn't know.
Yeah, and I saw the value in it, and I asked. It was kind of like a risk thing because it's like at the time I think you were working at Cactus Club. And
No, I didn't work. I wasn't working at Cactus Club.
Oh.
Yet. I don't even think I was working at that time. It was a turbulent.
Her memory's
time
a
for
lot
me,
better
and
than
she was
mine,
just like,
clearly.
She just texted me. Was like, she was on tour with sorority. I'll never forget it. She was on tour with sorority,
Yes.
and I got a text, and it was just like, "Hey, so I've been thinking, like, because you just got managed. That's when you just signed with management and stuff." And they were kind of like, so she actually was DJing her own sets on stage, and then the manager was like, you know, it's really cool that you DJ your own music, but you know, like,
And for
maybe we
those,
should get
you
a
know,
DJ.
listening who don't know what sorority is, sorority I know is a all girl rap group. It was, or are they
was at
still?
a point, yeah.
Okay.
We have disbanded, but we're so cool. But yeah, we were an all female girl group. All female. We were
Yes.
a female group called the sorority, 4 and then down to 3 rappers. Yeah.
So you kept that, you know, that female empowerment and relations alive. I love that, even though when you continued as a solo artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And, you know, speaking of family, I know we played one of your sister's songs earlier, Drip
Drip
Dreaming.
Dreaming.
Yes.
Shout out Omega.
Yes. And we
Haviah
have, and we have your other sister over here,
Yeah.
Miss DJ Dem Ones. But I know I was creeping your Instagram and I saw that you do the photography for When Girls TO.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, let me creep this page. And then I was like, wait, that's Haviah's sister. So tell me a little bit about that, because
Yes.
clearly you really are in the family.
Yes. Okay. So, Omega Mighty, her sister. See, the one thing with the Mighty.
Omega. See, I don't want to
Yeah.
mispronounce. So
Yeah,
it's Omega, everyone.
Okay, not Omega. It's Omega Mighty.
Omega.
Okay. So one thing with the Mighty family is when they see a potential in you, they're like, you got a thing. I'm gonna need to use that. So I actually started doing photography and graphic design once I gave up being Alicia Keys, and went to school for photography and all of that. And then that kind of fell off. Then I started doing DJing. That photography stuff went to the back end. And then her sister reached out to me. Omega and Renee Althea, they both started When Girls. It's like branding, marketing firm, and they were like, you know, we'd love to have you on the team. Like, you have a lot of skills and stuff. And I'm like, I haven't pulled out these skills in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? And they were like, yes, we believe in you. So, so make sure you guys follow at When Girls TO on Instagram. So I do the photography and the graphic design there. Sometimes some video editing stuff. And yeah, it's just a female empowerment sort of movement as well within that. It's an all-girls team. There's 4 of us. We just actually added somebody else who's doing all of our writing stuff. And so it's fun.
Well, you know, Haviah was talking about taking up space, and I didn't want to butt in and say something, but it's also great to see, you know, Black women taking up space and together. For those who don't know, Haviah was the first female and the first hip hop artist to win the Polaris Prize with her album 13th Floor. And actually, funny enough, so my introduction to music really started off playlisting. And I found Haviah's music very organically, and you inspired me to actually create a playlist that I have called Black is Always Elegant.
Wow.
And you really inspired me, and I was like, you know what, I need to really just do my research and really just paying attention to more Black artists, more Black creativity, because, you know, all music really stems from Black people. It really does. And I commend you both so much, and it's so fucking great to see you really working. And honestly, both of your content, because we were talking about your content skills, Dem Ones is amazing, and I love that you both are pumping out material, and things aren't stopping for you. Like the pandemic really didn't shut either of you down or slow you down, and I really want to talk about that a little bit. Have either of you found new passions in quarantine? Because I know, Haviah, you are obviously an amazing rapper, amazing singer. You're also producing as well, which is really interesting. And then I know Twitch has been a new thing for you.
It is very new.
So tell me about your new passions that you found during quarantine.
Yeah, I guess for me, like, I just always kind of doubted my production compared to my singing and rapping. I just didn't feel like I could really trust that I could work for a client. But I was Holt Renfrew reached out to me.
Oh, wow.
Through Jordan Alexander, who was the singer of this project. And
Yeah,
I ended
I know
up
her.
producing. Dope.
Yeah.
She's dope. And I ended up producing the
That's
entire
sick.
like cover, this Bruce Cochran cover. And it's just like very like organic instruments and it's just, I never thought I could produce something like that. Like my realm is like, I was just kind of in the trap world and I didn't even think I was great there. So
Yeah.
I was able to execute that project. That really proved, like I proved myself to myself through that. And even doing the DoorDash gig, I was the voice on the latest DoorDash commercial, that campaign.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That is so
The Ain't No
cool.
Mountain one, like that was my voice, and that is also something very different than obviously like me making my own music. It's a different world completely, kind of more of a commercial world. I worry about doing commercial stuff because sometimes it could be a little corny, especially with what I do. But I feel like I was able to, with those two projects, kind of like maintain like who I am as an individual while also executing their vision.
And I feel like with the commercial kind of stuff too, it also just puts you on the map to be discovered by a wider audience, right? Yes. So people who don't necessarily listen to hip hop are like, damn, like that was a sick commercial or that was a sick production, Exactly. And then they Google you and you have a different sort of fan. Yep. And yourself, any new passions within quarantine?
New passions. I mean, I think just getting back into photography and graphic design with When Girls, honestly, because for many years I kind of didn't touch that. I actually bought this little tablet that you draw with.
Oh,
so I actually, like
okay,
a Wacom tablet. So I actually I haven't started yet, but I want to get into like digital drawing. So I bought that to, Photoshop and stuff and then eventually get into digital drawing. But I think just bringing back old passions has been really what I've been doing during quarantine, just photography, graphic design, photo editing, like that type of stuff. I haven't touched that in a long time, but it's fun.
I love that. That's actually really deep because I didn't even think about, tapping into old passions because a lot of people are doing that right now, going back and really just mastering their craft or like working at something that they thought wasn't possible before. I really love that.
Yeah.
And, who right now are your inspirations? So what are you listening to? Take me through.
That's such a hard question.
I need to know. I am a very curious person. I need to know what your playlist looks like.
Okay, our playlists are so different.
I don't even think I'm...
Because she's fire and I'm earth. So she's up here and I'm
you're down here.
I'm kind of down here.
Yeah.
Can you go first?
I don't build great playlists. I'm not an ox god. I don't think so. Like I don't put the time into it.
You put me on that Eli Sauce.
I do break a 1-2 dope records in certain worlds, but like I kind of just find like one track on Spotify, and I kind of cycle them for like a really long time, and then I do the whole.
Are you the type who is like on repeat for a really long time? Yeah,
like maybe not the same car ride, but like every car ride.
Dem Ones looked at me and was so serious. She's like, yes,
like we have to hear the song.
She
gets annoyed with me in the whip. For sure.
Oh, for sure. Okay. And then yourself, because
so for me, so I'm very into R&B, neo, soul. One of my favorite DJs and producers is Kate Trinata, who's also from Canada, Montreal,
big
right?
up.
So love that. What are some artists that I really love? Sir, I love Sir. Neo. Oh my God, Neo. I saw her live and cried. Sir.
For you? I mean, it's
Snow
that whole world. Giveon.
Giveon. Oh my God.
Santania. What's the guy from London? What's his name?
I don't remember.
I don't care. You are drunk.
Oh, Santino.
Yeah.
I'm smiling over here because it's funny that they're both relying on each other to tell each other's answers. This is how close they are. It's like, wait, what do I like again? And
we're almost, when twins like, when you watch twins and they're finished each other's sentences like that sometimes. So I'm very much in the R&B neo soul, but I like everything. But I think when I'm listening to music, like while I'm getting ready or something, it's definitely R&B neo soul. Also shout out my cousin Tarina Faye. She's also a neo soul artist.
Oh shit!
So y'all check her out. At
make sure you send me her stuff for sure. You spoke about Kate Trinata, and we were speaking about production. Would you ever be interested in producing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we talk about it.
We are. So I actually have Ableton on my computer already. Okay. I've been watching Ableton videos, trying to learn. You know what's funny? So my dad's girlfriend actually got him a whole production software. So I've actually been learning with him. I drove to his house and I'm like, okay, Dad, we're gonna do this. We sat down, nice. And now he's been calling me like, I've got like 12 songs already made. Tell Haviah she's get free reign. She gets whatever beat she wants. Like,
you hear that? So you got the beats on low, Haviah.
Producer now, so
Papa Dem Ones.
Yes.
That's so funny.
So I'm actually learning to produce through my dad, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So right now I'm still focusing on just I'm trying to get my affiliation on Twitch and then also working with When Girls, but production is definitely on the list. Like I'm really also into house music, so yes.
Wow, that would be sick then because all beats really, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I want to like do that and then kind of use my voice as like a sample type of thing. Like I don't want to be a singer, but if I have the voice, I'd love to use it as a sample.
Like those like high falsetto type, chop that up.
Or like, those tracks, I don't want to say like talking, but like it's like almost talking, but like it's like sick. Love it.
That's exactly. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Black Coffee, but he is another one of my favorites. Check him out if you don't know, but
Amazing. And let's speak about the name Dem Ones a little bit. Because where does that come from? Why DJ Dem Ones?
You know what's funny? I'll never forget the day. It was so vivid. I was driving. You know when you hear a song and you're just like, whoo, Dem Ones? Like you're like, the DJ just dropped Dem Ones, like Dem tracks. So I remember one time I was driving and it was one of those moments where I was listening. I think it might have been G987 or Flow 93.5. And the track came and I was like, whoo, Dem Ones? And then I was like, Dem Ones? DJ Dem Ones? And then I was like, I think this is it. Like my name is Chelsea, so I just feel like DJ Chelly was not gonna work.
It wasn't working.
It was not gonna cut it. And honestly, the way that you say my name on stage actually validated like this is the one. Because when we come over, like it's Haviah Mighty and I'm rocking my DJ Dem Ones. Like that's how I always say my name, and I'm like, you know what, this works. So
it just has like kind of like a oomph to it.
You definitely you nailed it. And then what really made me go with it was the fact that I grew up around a lot of different music, and I do know a lot of different tracks. So I just feel like if you're not going, Dem Ones when I play a track, like I'm not living up to my name. Truly.
I love that. If there was like a zoom in on my face right now, I was like mind blown. I was like, I'm crying. That's why it's Dem Ones. Okay, makes sense. Yes. So you guys have obviously, I want to say performed together. I mean, it's still performing together, whether you're DJing alongside. And how has that been? Have you guys been on tour together?
Yes, we have.
Yeah. So take me through that.
Yeah, I mean, we have. I definitely want you to take them through that. But I'd say the deepest tour we did was right before the pandemic, right?
That was New York.
LA.
We also went to London, actually.
Yeah, we did Paris. We did Germany.
We did a few places.
You guys are really touring.
You guys don't even know. Like,
yeah.
It was a wild experience, honestly. Being able to go. I remember being in Germany and just like looking out the window, being like, "I'm in Germany." Like this
unfathomable,
is wild. Like being able to see the Eiffel Tower, like off of the strength of just doing what we love. Is wild. Touring with your best friend is like no other. I mean, it's almost like going on a vacation with your best friend, except it's like work mode. So sometimes we have to be like, okay, time to get ready. Like, we have to really, parent each other sometimes. But
were you DJing a long time before going on this tour? No.
No. Oh, wow. So like I said, she randomly texted me once and was like, yo, I need to run something by you. I want you to be my DJ. Let me know that. And it's funny is it took me a moment to get back because I was in a sort of a place at that time, and I was just like, a DJ. Like, do I go on stage with you or do I do it backstage? Like, you want me to be like seen? So it was kind of a wild concept to think about it at first, but it was the best decision I ever made because I didn't do music for a long time until she brought this into my life. And it's funny because I never thought of myself as a DJ, and my stepdad is a whole DJ, has a whole CDJ S9 set up in his basement, and I would still not even think like, should I be a DJ? Until you brought that to me, and then now I'm down there DJing on his equipment, so it's lit.
And you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are
she
good.
Taught me. Can we just talk about the fact that you got hired at Long and McQuaid as a DJ? She never DJ'd before in her life. She applied to Long and McQuaid, okay, to just...
They put me in the wrong department.
They were like, yeah, so you know what? We're going to put you in the DJ department. She's like, okay, I've never DJ'd before, but...
got it.
Okay. And then you learned, you were working alongside a lot of other people who did like the Red Bull DJ contest and stuff, and they taught you. And then she was like, listen, you can do it. Get the thing. We're gonna do it. And I remember you were like, "Listen, there's a little controller here for $200." I'm like, "Hold that. I'm coming."
That was my test too. It was like, if she doesn't pick it up, she ain't serious.
She's not serious.
Exactly.
And I was like, "Listen, I'm here, bitch."
That's so funny. I was gonna say, when we were having like our mic difficulties, Haviah was the only one who moved an inch. Like we were all just like we don't know what to do. She was like, I got this, even though exactly. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yes. And when we do shows and when we're like doing sound check and stuff, it's funny because speaking to your working with women thing, a lot of sound guys, they figure you don't know nothing. They're like, oh, dainty little female, she don't know. And she's like, yeah, so I'm actually gonna need an XLR plugged into my vocal pedal, going into your DI, going into your like she knows what she's saying. And they're sometimes like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. Like, okay,
that is one thing that I really, really want to get better at, is just like tech in general, because I feel like it's not rocket science, but it's true. Males are like, wow, like she actually knows like a thing, you know? And even like, I can't for the life of me even like set up Twitch. Like what? Like that is,
it was a lot
hard, you know? Like I have Ableton on my computer as well. And you know, I don't even know how to clip a song. Like I'm like, this is hard. So, you know, Northbound, if you're listening, in a month in, I will be controlling at least some of the technical aspects. That's what I'm putting down on the table.
Yes, we're putting that down for 2021.
Exactly, right?
That.
So has stage fright then ever been a thing for you? And how did you deal with that then?
You have no idea, because it's like, she's been on stage since what was the first time you went on stage? You were 3 or 4 or something? Like she has little VHS videos. It was so funny when you pulled them out of her like this tall, like literally as tall as the table, on stage singing with her fam. And like the only time I was ever on a stage was a grade 5 performance, a talent show I did, Beyonce's Crazy in Love. Like that was the last time I ever was on a stage. So with stage fright, what helped me was actually watching back at videos, seeing myself kind of awkward. I was like, okay, so if you feel nervous, the camera's gonna pick that up. Like the camera's gonna see you fidget with your arms. They're gonna see you looking around, and you know what I mean? Especially because when you're DJing for an artist, it's very different than when you're just DJing, because you're playing all music you love and you're like,
you need to hype up the crowd, right?
But it's your job to hype the crowd. So, but when you're kind of more DJing for an artist, it's their job to hype the crowd. So there are moments where you're kind of like maybe standing there for a second, or you know what I mean? So it was a definite learning process through the stage fright. So I just tell myself, if you feel nervous, it's gonna show. So just go on there and have the most amount of energy. Just have fun. Like just tell yourself to have fun, and that will translate. Because if you go on there nervous, the camera gonna pick that up, and then you're just gonna look awkward, and you're gonna hate all the footage. You're not gonna want to post it.
I've had a lot of moments like that, and oh God, I mean, it is easier said than done, right? Definitely. But if you can do it, especially like halfway across the fucking world, props to you, for real. That's really amazing. And Haviah, I want to ask you, because I didn't know that you were on stage since 4 years old. So obviously I was going to be like, so do you have stage fright? But I feel
sometimes
like
she does.
Yeah?
Sometimes I'm like, she's like, I'm nervous. I'm like, excuse me?
And how do you?
I always get nervous.
Really?
Still. And that's what I try to say to you is like, I feel like the nervousness is like this anxiety that kind of, it's not enough to make me be like, I'm not going to do it tonight. I don't look good enough, but I do think those things. And I think it makes me just kind of correct the things that aren't 100%, rehearse a little bit more. It kind of just pushes me to do the absolute best. Like I don't like to smoke before shows. Like I just try to be like A1, because I really value what I'm presenting on stage. And if you're paying, like my goal is, my live show is what, sets me apart.
This is just like, you're an athlete. This is, you know what I mean? Like you're explaining it to me like it's like a sports game. Like that makes so much sense, because I have really bad stage fright, and I always ask people, because it's such a an amazing thing to, you know, be captivated by someone's performance. And it's interesting that you said, you know, when you watch back and you look at yourself being all like nervous, I'm like, oh my God, that's totally me. And then to hear though you say, you know, those nerves never necessarily go away, is kind of comforting, because it means that like, okay, I'm not different than everybody else. Like it's okay to be nervous then.
I think if you're not nervous, not that it's always a concern, but many times it could be a concern.
True.
You know, you're just stepping out of your body, you go on stage. You're not too worried about what a lot of artists that have maybe like kind of achieved a certain amount of success. The show becomes like a party, and you'll see like your favorite artists like get really lit.
They're trying to get there.
They're not nervous anymore because they're like, I don't have to prove myself anymore.
True.
But that can like, there's a trajectory still, and you're stunting that when you don't give the best performance every time, I think. I mean, I haven't reached the success of some of those types of artists yet, but I hope that when I get there, I will still have this anxiety that will hold me down.
Yeah,
because Beyonce says she still gets nervous. When I saw that interview, yes.
You need
to forward me that interview.
I'm gonna find it. And she's like, I still get nervous. And I was like, okay, if Beyonce still gets nervous, I can be nervous. And I think also nervousness just means that you care. Like if you're not nervous, you're just like, I just want to get this over with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I was nervous before today because I care and I'm excited.
Oh, yay. No, that's honestly something that I've said in past interviews, is that because I am nervous about interviewing other people, because I care. Like I don't want to waste anybody's time, but I also care about what I'm doing. So I love that you said that. And I definitely want to just, you know, put that into concrete words for everybody listening. If you're nervous, it's okay. It means you actually give a shit, and giving a shit is cool.
It is. Can we normalize?
By the way, this platform is a stage, and you're killing it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Can we just have a moment for Ajuki, please?
Oh, thank you guys.
Because
like 18 episodes and you're killing it.
Thank you.
It's not translating.
You do not know the half of it. But like it's kind of what you said too. I've kind of been like, you know what, fake it till you make it, because if you act like you're not nervous, then it won't come across, right?
It's true. It's like meanwhile inside your stomach is doing backflips.
Yeah. So before we end this interview, just because we did go a little overtime because we had technical difficulties, I'm sorry, Capsule Collection, but you will still play right after this. I'm going to ask my last question for you both. And I guess, you know, what can we expect in the upcoming future, the next couple of months, whether it be months, whether it be years, just because, you know, we are limited to creating right now. What do you guys have up your sleeves and planning to drop? New stuff?
Okay, so for me, I mean, I just dropped a single today called Way Too Fast.
Yes.
Definitely go check that, stream that, run it up. My next drop is gonna have a visual. I don't know if I said that out loud or if I'm even allowed, but
damn,
Key Radio exclusive.
Can't take it back. Can't take it back.
I can't take it back.
It's live. You heard it.
Exclusive on Key Radio.
You know what I'm saying?
Northbound right now.
It's a beautiful thing. I had the whole of Mighty Gang pretty much in the video. It's a very powerful visual. It's really reflective of 2020 and a lot of the emotions that, you know, we've been feeling as
amazing
Black people in this community. So that is definitely on the way. I'm gonna be releasing a project soon, and yeah, I'm also gonna be joining Twitch.
Yes, you are.
I love that.
She just built my overlays.
Yeah, so I just did her overlays. I'm like literally forcing all my friends. I'm like, you need to be on Twitch. You need to be on Twitch.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Haviah, you do a really good job at showing off your personality to your audience.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think a lot of artists are mysterious, which is cool. But you know, I think for me, I try to be as authentic because that's how people are gonna connect with me. And yeah, you do a really good job. Like even, you know, there were so many questions that I want to ask, and here I am on your YouTube, and it's like behind the, you know, the making of all of these songs. I'm like, damn, like she got it all going. And like, it really just goes to show that you actually give a shit about your craft. And I honestly think that you were going to go very, very far. And I was nervous because I was fangirling, really. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm shaking in my boots. So thank you for being here. Yes. And Miss Dem Ones, what can we expect from you? Because I know that you're working hard to get that Twitch affiliate.
I am.
And your followers are getting up there. Like you're on that. Yeah. Yes. So what can we expect from you in the next couple of months?
So follow me on Twitch at Twitch TV. I think it's twitch.tv.
Something
DJ
like that.
Dem _ones.
Yep.
Or if not, get me on Instagram, djdem.ones, and it's in the link in the bio. But for me, I'm just still working with my When Girls team, doing some visual stuff, and also eventually production. Like I love it. I would love to make a beat for Haviah. Like that's actually the goal. Like if her and I can collab on a track, whoo! Like, but she's hard. She's a hard one. She's a hard one.
She's picky.
You're critical.
I mean, I want to make sure that we both receive the love we want.
That's
from
good.
The release.
Yeah. You know what though? That's good because you don't want people in your corner who are yes men or yes women, right? Because
Chelsea, I get frustrated easily, but like she always be telling me, You're gonna tie your shoelaces like that?
I'm sorry.
But it's helpful, you know, because sometimes I don't
the
think.
details. That's the earth sign of me.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for being here. Make sure you follow Haviah Mighty on Instagram. Check out her latest single. Make sure you check out all of her music. Follow DJ Dem Ones on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to her on Twitch.
Yes.
And thank you again so much for being here. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but that's how you know it's live, baby. And right up next, we're going to listen to Capsule Collection right here on Key Radio. And thank you all again. If you guys want to just say goodbye to the viewers, we'll end this interview.
Follow me on all social platforms at Haviah Mighty on everything, and I'm blessed to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, and it's DJ Dem Ones. Follow me on Instagram at djdem.ones, and the link is in my bio for my Twitch and all my other fun stuff. And yeah, thank you so much, Ajuki.
Thank you guys.
I'm so excited to be here.
Perfect. Well, I'll see you everyone. Well, I guess I won't see everyone, but tune in next week, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You don't love me, babe. You don't.